All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harakak Wadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Heroin as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, this lesson is going to be on this article. NATO begins nuclear exercises amid Russian war tensions. All right. So this came out today, and that's beautiful because the elder did a lesson earlier. In the lesson he spoke about I think it was the least of them shall draw them out. It says Ukraine is calling for nuclear strikes on Russia. All right, and it's been talks about tactical nukes being used, and that's the entry level into this hot nuclear war that's up and coming, the end all tell all. All right. So with Ukraine calling for nuclear attacks on Russia, and the talks about tactical nukes being used, and then right after that you have NATO beginning nuclear exercises amid the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Well, really Russia and the West. Primarily, that's what it really all boils down to. So what is this? What is this? This is what we've been speaking about for years. This is prophecy. All right, this is the bear waking up out of hibernation and Ezekiel 38 coming to pass. And it's all done through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Man, it's a beautiful thing. Because this lets us know how close we are to being out of here. All right. So going into the article, it says NATO on Monday began its long-planned annual nuclear exercises in northwestern Europe as tensions simmer over the war in Ukraine and President Vladimir Putin's threat to use any means to defend Russia's territory. All right, so now, they say they've been planning these nuclear drills. But like the timing is weird. Not necessarily weird. The timing is awesome for us. But like look at the timing behind when they're going. We are going forth with their planned nuclear drills, and the tensions rising up between Russia and Ukraine. Really, Russia and the West, and Vladimir Zelensky calling for nuclear strikes on Russia. It says 14 of NATO's 30 member countries are due to take part in the exercises, which the military alliance said would involve around 60 aircraft, including fighter jets and surveillance and refueling planes. The bulk of the war games will be held at least 1,000 kilometers, or 625 miles, from Russia's border. All right. U.S. long-range B-52 bombers will also take part in the maneuvers, dubbed Steadfast Noon, which will run until October 30th. NATO is not permitting any media access. All right. So this is the secret military nuclear drill that they're doing. And these B-52 bombers are the ones that carry those nukes. These are nuclear. They got nuclear missiles on those, or nuclear bombs or whatever. It said NATO said that training fights will take place over Belgium, which is hosting Steadfast Noon this year. I guess Steadfast Noon is the name of the drill that they partake in. All right. It says, as well as over the United Sea and the United Kingdom, the exercises involve fighter jets compatible of carrying nuclear warheads, but do not involve any live bombs. The exercises were planned before Putin's ordered Russian troops into Ukraine in February. All right. But That may be true, but like I said before, the timing by everything, you know, the timing, like it's not a coincidence. As soon as the Vladimir Zelensky, president of Ukraine, orders Russian nuclear strikes on Russia, they go to practicing these things. You know, I'm not really fishing there, but it seems kind of fishy. All right, it says. All right, it says it says the exercises were planned before Putin ordered Russian troops into Ukraine in February. Russia usually holds its own annual maneuvers around the same time, and NATO is expecting Moscow to exercise their nuclear forces sometime this month. And their exercising those nuclear forces might be the real deal. Who knows? But eventually, it's not going to be an exercise. eventually, you know, it's not going to be an exercise. Eventually, it's going to be the real thing. Eventually, it's going to be all out war, and this is what we've been prophesying for years, man. All right. This is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai turning back our captivity before our eyes. Let me get a couple scriptures. First scripture I want to get is because it don't matter whether you want to believe or not, whether they hear or forbear. But the men of the Lord, they got a job to do, and that job is prophesying. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I have put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, Slakia, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." All right, so the Lord's not prolonging anything anymore, man. All right. All right, it says, speak thou behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So, all right, it says, because, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So, whether they hear or forbear, we're supposed to speak these words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's message into the ears of the children of Israel, right? Because these words are faithful and true, and the truth shall set them free. So that's what we're fishing for the elect with. The truth is the bait. Prophecy is the bait that we use to catch the fish. All right, but 2/3 of our people won't take the bait. They take the bait of Esau. Instead of they take the bait of lies instead of the bait of truth. All right. So these words are faithful and true. So we're supposed to speak the words of prophecy in the ears of the children of Israel. But 2/3 of our people don't want to hear these words. They rather hear other words. Let me get Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9. It says, "This is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit." And there's nothing new under the sun. All right? 2/3 of our people are still in that mindset. A lot of people, when we talk about nuclear destruction and World War III breaking out, they tell us they don't want to hear that. Why are we talking negative? Why? That's positive. To see this system keep prolonging and going on as the way it's going on, you know what I'm saying? That's being negative. Being positive is the destruction of America, man. That's restoring righteousness on the earth. You know? So, but 2/3 of our people say, verse 11 says, "Get out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from among us," right? Because they don't want to hear the words of prophecy. You know, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 3. It says, Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right. So the ones that don't believe, or the ones that are against us, I should say first, that speak against us, really speak against the Lord, because we're speaking the words of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai and prophecy and in truth, right? Because his words are faithful and true, right? It's gonna come to pass regardless. At the end, it shall speak and not lie, all right? So now, going into that word incredulity, right? It says, fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So now, looking up that definition of the word of incredulity, it says, the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. Well, all right? Disbelief, distrust, mistrust, lack of conviction, all right? Another definition says, unwilling to admit or accept what is offered as true. All right, so now what does it say? In 2 Thessalonians. Let me get 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. And it says, 5 and 3, it says, 5 and 1, it says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right? So now, understanding the prophecies, right, the elect understand, are looking for the signs of the showing of the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man, to deliver us and bring us unto our Father Yahweh. All right, to be changed and set back here on the earth to restore order on the earth. All right. So like that's what Paul said. I don't need to tell you because you're already watching. You're making aware. As a matter of fact, you're fishing for the elect. All right. You're seeking the ones that seek Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. But those that don't seek him are searching for destruction. Verse 3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right. So they ain't going to escape the judgment that's to come, no matter if they believe. So them being in disbelief or choosing not to believe is not going to give them, is not going to be able to save them from what's to come, man. So from that, I want to go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, and for this cause, because you distrust the truth, it says, and for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Right, because they follow after they are of their father the devil. So they're following after the lies of Esau. They're going after that bait, and they're baited by lies instead of being baited by truth. So the Lord turned them over to that lie. So so things like America being destroyed, they're not going to believe. Things like the MOTB being a C-hip, they're not going to believe. Things about like not getting the free throw, they're not going to believe. They're going to be right there at the free throw line. Right there at the free throw line. So with that being said, going back to matter of fact, let me get Romans 3 and 3 real quick. This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3, and it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Right. So these prophecies is what's giving us faith. All right. Because, the Lord spoke about it. And everything he spoke about became true. And we believe in everything he spoke about. And seeing him come through is a booster of faith. All right? It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? So, right. Are you going to cause the elect not to believe because you don't believe? Are you going to stop these prophecies from coming through because you don't believe? No. Verse 4 says, Yahweh forbid, yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, thou mayest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Right, so we're justified in the sayings, but it's not our sayings, it's the sayings of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right, so the 2/3 of our people, they're not going to be, their justification is going to be destruction. Because they're saying that they're speaking the sayings of life and death are in the power of the tongue. So they're promoting lies. They're running after their authority, their father, the devil. All right. So now with their disbelief, right, is that going to make the faith of Yahweh without effect? No. These prophecies are still going to be coming through, and when Yahweh Shai shows up, he's going to find faith on the earth. All right. So back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Verse 4, it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. That's it. So all that are unfaithful and in disbelief shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, man. There's going to be destruction across this whole earth, man. It said the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard from the fierce anger of the Lord. And that's going to be the missiles. It says, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, nuclear destruction, famine, you're already seeing that happen, death, you're already seeing that happen, and destruction. Ultimately, that's the ultimate end-all, tell-all, the straight destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right. The hurtful works got fulfilled, all right. Kind of sort of when the nuclear bomb was created, the atom bomb was created. So then we went to the straight nuclear age, and their hurtful works is their plan, their NWO, and New World Order, world dominance, world power, controlling the people. Nuclear destruction. Verse 7 says, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. Right. The Lord's not going to, right. The Lord's going to bring forth everything to pass that he spoke about. He's going to hasten the day now. He's going to shorten the days for the elect's sake. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's what we do by making these videos, by praying, by prophesying. We crying out to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai constantly, man. And the ones that believe, their belief is crying out to the Lord, man. Because they want to see destruction on this place. We want to see World War III. We want to see, the MOTB. But we want to see these things come to pass, but we also want to be protected from it. We don't want our protection to be him holding back the prophecies. We want our protection to be him protecting us during the time of evil, man. We don't want him to take it away. We want him to bring it forth. So we want Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to speed things up. This is Ezekiel chapter 12. Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 27. It says, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesied of the times that are far off. Right. So that's what we do, So back then they were far off, but now they are made nigh, man. These prophecies are right around the corner. It says, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesied of the times that are far off. All right, and so that's what we did in the past, and we're doing it now in these times. All right, so therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore, but the words which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord, man. So the Lord's not prolonging this anymore, man. He's speeding these things up. That's why you see the prophecies coming by so quickly, man. And what is he speeding up? Destruction on America. This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1, and it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day cometh that shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall neither leave them root nor branch. All right? So now that's the day of destruction. When all out nuclear hell comes on this place, man. And that's going to be the fierce anger of the Lord. That's when they're going to see Alashajah, man. Because at one point in time, what was it about? It's all about economic stimulation. Economic world stimulation worldwide. That's what it was. That's why you had your 3 industrial revolutions, man. Now, this 4th industrial revolution doesn't require the people so much. Now, the 4th industrial revolution is going to be the internet of all things. And the internet of all things, which the people become the all things. So now you have to get rid of majority of the people. So that's what they're doing. All this is to promote, their cause. But what they don't realize is it's Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai doing all this. So they're thinking they're doing this to promote their cause, but really it's being done by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai to their destruction, man. So now they're crashing the global economy, right? When the economy crashes, what brings forth the economy crash? War. Vice versa. Pandemic, economy crash, war. Happens every time. Now, with that crashing of the economy, right? They're going to bring forth a new system. So now, with the crashing of the economy, nobody's even worried about, agriculture and things like that, and trade like they once were. As a matter of fact, they're fucking up the supply chain on purpose. They're slowing down the supply chain and the demand on fucking purpose to bring forth the war. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 10. It says, beat your plowshares into pruning hooks and beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. Right. So there's no time for any agriculture things anymore. There's no time for trade. All right. Now it's time to now they're still doing little economical battles. They're still worrying about, their economy. But really they're worried about, they'll rebuild their economy once they destroy, like these countries have in their mindset that once they destroy their target, they can rebuild their economy based upon that. So they want to level the playing field and enter in the new system. And it's going to take nuclear destruction. It's going to take war. And the end of it all is going to be the nuclear destruction on the earth, man. Brought forth by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Right? So now with that they think to bring in a new system. And they're going to be, as this war is going on, they're going to be implementing that new system based upon the blockchain system, which is the MOTB, the CHIP, which that's gonna be the the stamp on the 4th industrial revolution, connecting the human body to the internet. All right. Let me get one more scripture to close it out. So we're dealing with NATO begins nuclear exercises amid Russia war tensions. All right, this is close it out with this. This is Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. It says, every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Right, You had the Braveheart battle going on where it's cling, 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 and oh, charge, this, that, and the third, and and blood everywhere. It was a face-to-face war, and then you see how it escalated over the years. It went from that, and it went from gun with the muskets and things like that, and then it went from that to planes and bombs and stuff like that. Now, this next escalation is going to be what? It's going to be, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. And that's what ultimately this is going to lead up into, man. This is what this is leading up into. The destruction, the fire that's going to be brought forth, the wrath of and indignation of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai being brought forth, man. But there's salvation unto the elect in that, Verse 6, it says, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall rest upon his shoulders. Right, the government being the elect of Israel, the 144,000. All right. It says, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. All right, because ultimately, that's who this is being done by, the Everlasting Father, through his Son Yahweh Shai, man. This is being done. That's why we say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and it could become in the name of Yahweh Shai to do Yahweh's will, man. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and served its purpose. With that, I'd like to say Ka Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the occupant that are pushing the truth, to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Shalom.